Hey GH peeps, what's happening? It's your girl, Twary Babes, coming at you with a late night review for Thursday. It is Thirsty Thursday, guys. March 7th, 2024. Hope you guys had a good Thursday. I had a pretty good Thursday. I cannot complain. I keep hearing news about this new soap that's supposed to be coming on CBS. It's called The Gates. And I'm like, new soap, huh? We ain't never had a new soap added on. Supposed to be all African American crew. I mean, actors. I'm not gonna say all, maybe predominantly. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm pretty interested, and I'm telling myself if it's pretty juicy and spicy, I might have to review on that. I don't know. My time is kind of crazy, but I don't know. We'll see. But anywho, guys, how was GHing for you? Any highs? Any lows? Any got us in our woes? Any beautiful kid scenes that just had my eyes just filling up? Oh my goodness, guys. Twary was in her emotions, okay? I was. I'm going to talk about it as we talk about it through the show today. But as always, please leave your highlights and comments and how you felt about today's show in the comment section. Always love your guys' feedback. Always love your guys' reaction to what's going on. And if you haven't liked the channel and you've been following me for a while, hit that subscription, guys. And if you like the content and it's not complete trash, hit that like button too, guys. It really helps get my video out there in the soapy algorithm of, things. And to the new subscribers, hey y'all, welcome to the couch. Thank you guys for coming to hang out with me. Hope I earn your subscription. As always, I really, truly do appreciate every single one of your guys' clicks, likes, thinks, thoughts, all of that. But let's talk about it. I've been rambling enough, right? Yeah, I've been rambling enough. So today's show starts off at the General Hospital, and as you guys know, Dante is having instilled surgery, and even though we know this is not reality, it's still like, this was well written. I will say that. So Jordan's walks on up, and she asks Laura, and I thought this was weird, and y'all guys might, I don't know, there might be a policy or procedure, I don't know, but she doesn't ask Olivia, she asks Laura any updates on Dante. And I thought that was kind of strange because Olivia's sitting right there, and if anybody don't know anything about anything, it's going to be her. But anywho, Jordan updates the family on the investigation onto the shooting, and that the FBI is now involved. So that should help them know that they're taking this really serious. Dante was a good cop. They want to make sure that they look out for their own. And Sam is there for Liv, offering all the support. And Sam just looks so, man. Sam got the grief mode on point, okay? And I'm just, like I said, guys, I've always had this kind of weirdness with the Sam and Dante. They just came so well, but it's just the relations are so tight. It's just weird. It's like if this was a couple that didn't have the weird relationships that things in the background, I would be so down for them. I mean, because they just so damn cute together. But it's like her mama slept with Sam's daddy and has a brother. And Sam slept with her man's father and had a kid. I know the kid didn't surprise, but still. Guys, it's just, you slept with this man's father. I mean, they're going to write it. It's what it is. It's happening. But it's just like, ew. I don't know. I just can't get over it. Even though they're so cute and I love them, I still be in the background like, okay. It's so, I don't know. Yeah. We can agree to disagree on that one. It's just, it's weird to me. But anyway, I do love the fact that, she's definitely got Olivia's backing Olivia. And Brooklyn's comforting Chase And Chase is like, you can go home. Baby, you're tired. You don't have to be there. And she's like, look, like Dante's like my stepbrother. His father's like my godfather. He is my godfather. I call him Uncle Sonny. I would be here even if you weren't here. And but she says, but I see that this is your partner, and I'm also here. I'm here for you. Here for you. I see you hurting, baby. And he should, everybody's like, well, Twary, he was following instructions and da. Damn them instructions, man. Damn them instructions. I don't want to hear that. Yeah, every time I see Officer Chase doing something, I'll be like, watch your six. Because he ain't going to check it. Anyway, let me stop. Sam calls to check on the boys, and Drew tells her that Rocco needs a hug. She tells him while she's looking at Laura that help is on the way. And it got me to thinking, that's Rocco's first of all, I was happy to see Rocco. I was happy to see Rocco and Danny. And guys, we got to put this into perspective. Danny and Rocco live together with Sam and Dante. So they're kind of like brothers. I tried to think if there was any other relations that those boys would have. And I'm pretty sure there is. I just couldn't think of it at that time. Because they're like brothers, you know what I'm saying? So it was just nice to see. It's nice to see some of the kids on the screen today. I really like seeing the young people on screen. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. But anyway, she asked Laura to go and be there for Rocco, and Liv is just stressing out because Liv doesn't know what's going on. She's looking at that door. Ain't nobody coming out to talk to her. And Liv has, she's kind of a control person. I wouldn't say control person, but she's kind of a control person. You know what I'm saying? And not knowing that your child, what's going on between, behind that door, and your child's in there, it would drive any mother crazy. It would, especially if no one's coming out. And surgeries that serious as Dante's is going to take a long time. You know what I'm saying? A long time. And I'm sure a lot was going on because Portia said something about broken ribs, and I'm not going to say that those bullets cause the broken ribs. They might shatter them, might crack them. But CPR, good CPR, causes broken ribs. And if Dante possibly coded, or when they were doing CPR on him at the scene, that could have broken his ribs. Yeah. I've always been told, and we are all told, good CPR sometimes means broken ribs. So the punctured lungs with the broken ribs and the gunshots, yeah, he's fighting a lot. But anyway, where was I at? But Sam distracts her with the history of how Dante has just a fighting spirit, and she brings up stories about Dante, and he's always been a fighter, and that really does help Livia. And just as she's doing that, Portia comes out and says that she was told the surgery is going good, which is a good thing. I love the fact that that Portia's keeping her ear to the door so that she can let the family know in between time, because that time can drive a person crazy. But she lets them know that the surgery is going well, and Dante has a very good chance. So Liv brings up how they were just all eating cake, and now her son's fighting for life. And that's the irony of life, is that you never know. In real life, you never know. You just never know when is your time. You just never know. You could be one sitting with your family and hanging out, and the next day gone. That could be somebody you love. That's why it's always good to tell everybody that you love, and always good to forgive. Moving along, because I know y'all don't want to hear no gospel. You ain't sigh. I'm just saying, guys, that's how you stay young. But anyway, and happy. Jordan and Portia discuss Nathan's passing, sidebar, and how another hero cop was gone too soon. And I hadn't even think about Nathan. Jordan was like, yeah, he should be here with his children, with Maxie and his son, raising his kid, and he's not. And I was like, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. So Sam discusses Dante. So, okay, guys. I got to talk to y'all about this one, okay? So Sam is discussing with Livia about Dante doing something different. Like being an executive and working with, at Aurora with Michael, or Drew, are working at EOQ with Ned. And Olivia starts laughing and was like, he would hate that. And she says, well, maybe something like a plumber or a mechanic or, a baseball coach. And I'm just sitting here like, so Sam, you just, every time, you left Jason because his job was too dangerous. Now you're looking at Dante and you're like, so are you going to leave Dante too, Sam? I'm not trying to go for Sam. I'm just saying it was a little funny hearing her say that. And she left her, the so-called love of her life for his dangerous job. But moving along, Liv tells her that Dante is doing what he's always wanted to do, and that was to be a cop, and how happy he was when he decided. Even though Olivia really wasn't thrilled about her son being a cop, she knew that her son was definitely not a mechanic. All his uncles were mechanics, and he couldn't fix a car, so he definitely can't do no plumbing. So a cop is what he wanted and what he strived to be, and he's a damn good cop for the PCPD. Y'all see how I rhymed that? Oh, hold on. So Sam agrees, even though his job is scary. And I'm like, yeah, you gonna leave him too? Moving along. I want to just because rumor mill, and it might have been Soap Dirt, said that something about Sam and Drew hooking back up. That was one of the rumors I heard, guys, about Sam and Drew hooking back up. Drew don't got no scary job. But anyway, I'm not going there. We can go back here. So Dante is out of surgery, and he's headed to the ICU. And the doctors believe that that they have repaired all the damage. So now they gotta wait overnight for breakthrough, hemorrhaging, surprise blood vessel, but anything can happen. Heart attack, anything, blood clot. This is just as scary as it is during the surgery. So the family still has some time to sit. I think everybody's starting to go home though. Yeah, because Brooklyn's. Oh, let's talk about Brooklyn. Because I was about to talk about them leaving, but let's talk about Brooklyn. So Brooklyn talks to Jordan about her fears of Chase being a police officer. And the fact of how Dante was such a really good cop, and here they are with this happening, and how could she think that Chase is not gonna, And Jordan tells Brooklyn to learn from her mistakes. And oh my gosh, I get so angry when Jordan starts talking about how she was the problem in her and Curtis's marriage. And I hate the fact that she thinks she is. And I hope the new man that she gets tells her that no, baby, it was never you. You were a cop. You were doing what you were supposed to do. You were not supposed to be telling your husband about your investigations. I don't care how much of a whiner he is. And then for him to choose you over a woman that lied about his kid for 18 years, boo, bye. It was not your fault, Jordan. Let go of that weak man. He's a weak man. I'm sorry, Curtis. Donnell. No, Jordan didn't deserve none of the crap you put at her door, and she definitely don't deserve to be feeling sorry about how she did the marriage. It was you, and you. You are a hypocritical crap, dummy. I got other words, but I'm not gonna say it. But no, I don't like every time Jordan starts talking about how it was her fault. It makes me mad because it was not. I disagree. I'm sorry. I disagree. So she does tell Brooklyn some good things, and that's to tell the truth about how you feel, to not deny your feelings, and to be honest with your man. If you're afraid about him being, doing what he's doing, tell him. Don't sit here and act like it ain't happening, and don't lie and act like it ain't happening. And she was like, and let Chase also know that he does not have to shield you from the risk of his job. And I was like, okay, those are two really good points. Because that's going to make sure that Chase is been able to talk to her about Tough. He don't got to come home and tell her his cases, because technically they're not supposed to. But I guess all cops do. I don't know. But she needs to be there for him when he's having those situations, and he needs to be able to be comfortable with with talking to her, not about the case of course, but about the pressures of his job. Because being a cop, I would not be a cop. I'm just gonna say that right now. That's just like being a teacher. Nope, I don't think so. But later on, Chase asked Brooklyn if this is still what she wants, because he's like, you know, he's just, his mind's everywhere. Chase is in trauma. He's in shock. His partner is shot. He's feeling so much guilty. No matter what anybody's saying to him, that's what Brooklyn needs to be talking to him about. The guilt of his partner and him not being there for his partner. Because I know one thing, that's what I hear most law enforcement and people. I'm ex-military. That's how a lot of us feels. We have this thing about leaving our friends and something happening to them. So I'm glad that, but I hope if they're gonna do anything with this Chase thing, I hope that's where they go and not to some other corniness like they were doing by him thinking that she didn't want to. Anyway, she tells him that yes, she is scared, but she loves him so much that she's not going to hide her fears from him. So don't tell her to go. And he promises that he'll never tell her to go. She's like, I'm going to be here, but I also got to be, I also got to let you know that I am afraid. Yes, I am afraid. That don't mean nothing. I love you. I'm not going to leave you. But I'm sharing my fears with you, and I want you to be, you know, make sure that you're okay with that. And you're like, no, I'm not. I'm okay. And he's like, well, then she said, oh, don't tell me ever to go then. Just, you know, don't ever do that. Promise me. He's like, I promise. So we're going to move over to the Quartermaines. And this is probably one of my favorite scenes today, other than the second one, the last one we're going to talk about. And we got Drew, and he's watching the boys, and he's watching Danny and Rocco while Sam's at the hospital. And Carly comes over checking in. He asked her, has she called Sonny? She says, yeah, I called Sonny and Olivia. I'm not going to pressure them. I'm not going to push them. And I'm like, wow, that's a new thing for you, Carly, is staying out of the way. Because normally you're just running right up there. Sonny, I'm here. You know, just trying to be seen. But, you know, you growing up. I see that, girl. You growing up. But just then, Danny and Rocco walked through this walkthrough, and Rocco then threw the game. He didn't crack the game because he lost. And Danny's like, dude, you don't have to crack the game because you lost, man. Come on. And this is kind of weird because then Drew sees him. He's like, it's okay, it's okay, Danny. It's okay. You know, we can fix the game. And Danny's like, it's not about the game. It's not about the game. It's about he's mad. He wants his dad. He doesn't know how to handle this. And he just runs off. But I'm like, well, if it's not about the game, then, Danny, why did you stroll past saying what you said? You can't go throwing the game because you're mad because you lost. If it's not about the game, boo-boo, then why'd you say that in front of the adults? Yeah, you know, they're getting the kinks out the writing. I get it. They're writing for kids. I get it. They have to make the story. But I was like, that, what? Huh. But anyway, I was just happy to see the boys. I just think they're so cute, and I'm just happy to see the kids on there. So, yeah, so Danny's like, you know, says, damn the game. He just wants his dad, and Rocco's hurting and doesn't know how to deal with this, and he goes after him. And I'm like, well, then why'd you say anything? Just like Rocco said, why'd you say anything then? Rocco even said it, okay? But anyway, Ned and Leo went to see the Great Reef Barrier, but they are on their way back as we speak because of the situation with Dante. And Drew says Rocco wears his heart on his sleeve. And then when Carly asks about Danny, he says, oh, well, he just pretends like he doesn't have any feelings at all. And that made me think that maybe that whole entire thing about Sam asking Drew to talk to Danny didn't go so well. He don't know you, man. Come on. They still got to be there for Scout. You such a deadbeat dad. It's like, okay, let me stop. I'm going to get there. So, Sam calls Laura. Sam calls Laura on the way. So Sam had calls. Sam, you know, so when Sam calls Drew, and they, you know, Laura's on her way. And she's in there talking, to Carly and Drew about the surgery and everything, and that's when Rocco hears his grandma's voice and says, Grandma, I hear your voice. Oh, but before that, Carly says, we're dealing with two different boys here. Carly says we're dealing with two different boy needs. Laura suggests to divide and conquer. Drew gets a phone call, oddly enough. So Laura handles her grandson and Carly finds Danny. And I kind of think that probably was better anyway, because it didn't seem like Drew and the Danny thing was going too well. But anyway, Laura tells him that he's old enough to know the truth and that his dad has quite a fight on his hands. Because first she was trying to, kind of butter it up and make it all butterfly and pretty princesses, and then she just, you're old enough to, you're old enough to know the truth, and this is the truth. Your dad is struggling, but he has a hard life. He has a hard fight ahead of him. But your dad's a superhero, so he's gonna make it. She didn't say that. So Carly decides to talk to Daddy and ask him for a minute before he walks up the stairs. And he's like, well, I ain't doing nothing but waiting, so why not? I'm like, they just make Danny just so casual. They really trying to make him embrace the Jason. Okay? I can't wait for them two to see each other so he can be like, on the back of his head, boy, stop the damn vaping. What's wrong with you? You ain't cool. Put your pants up. Carly tells him she sees him being tough for Rocco, but she understands and she knows that he is close to Dante too. And he flies out with, well, that's Rocco's dad. And she's like, yeah, I understand that. I get that. But you're close to him too. So it's okay to have feelings about the situation. Little Jason says, I'm good. I'm good. That is the new Jason. That is him. I'm good. Jason doesn't really show a lot of his emotions. So Laura, we're going to move over to Laura, and Laura's talking to Rocco. And then she's, that Danny's worried about him, and he wasn't upset about the game. Because he's like, well, why did he even say anything about the game then? Why he came whining to y'all? He didn't have to do that. And she was like, well, Danny's not really caring about the game. He's just worried about you. And I'm like, but I'm with Rocco. Why you mention it then, bro? But yeah, she was like, he's not upset about the game. He's more upset, and he's worried for you. And when he says that he's good, Laura finds another way to break through, and she brings up Super Mario game. I'm like, well, I guess anything you can to get, to get a connection with the kid, because she got a connection. He turned around and looked at her, and they talk more about her obsession with it. And when Rocco still doesn't want to talk about his dad, Laura lets him know it's okay to be scared, and because this is definitely a scary situation. And when Rocco mentions that Danny's not scared, Laura tells him that we're all scared. And so is Danny. He might just not know how to show it. But he is afraid. We're all worried. And then she talks to him about his dad being a good cop and how people's lives are better because of Dante, and the job that he does. And Rocco knows his dad is a good cop, and he knows that he does things better, but the boy is hurting. He wants his dad to come home. And then Laura hits the sweet spot. And guys, this kind of made me tear. Okay, this ain't make me tear. It did, okay? In fact, 2 scenes in this made me tear up. Laura asks him, you haven't given up on your mom, right? And he's like, of course not. Then you can't give up on your dad. We gotta stay positive, and I'm here for you as long as you need me. And he's like, I love you, Grandma. And she's like, I love you too. And I was like, oh my God. Guys, yes, it got me, okay? It got me. So Carly and Danny, while they're doing that, Carly and Danny are discussing Jason. And Danny says his mom says that he's like Jason, that she says that Danny does remind her of Jason. And Carly tells him, yeah, you do. A lot lately, and especially right now. And she tells him how he has feelings, how he tells him how his dad has feelings, but he didn't always show those feelings. And that's how Jason was. Okay, I think I messed up. She said, you have feelings, but you don't like showing your feelings. And that's how your dad was. Sorry, guys. That was better. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was talking about. And that Jason was like that because he was afraid of losing control. And he didn't want to hurt people. so he would just shut down and just be okay. And I had to think about that. You know what I'm saying? Guys, what do y'all think? Do y'all think Jason was elusive because he didn't want to hurt nobody? I always thought Jason was elusive because he just didn't care. He didn't. That thing that happened to him kind of, stunted that. But I do know for the people he loved, he had strong feelings for. So maybe that was it. Maybe she's talking about that. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway. And then they talk about Jason being patient, and she's like, your dad wasn't too patient. And she was like, but no. He was like, everybody always says how my dad was patient. She says and she tells him that took discipline. Your dad was a lot like me, in a way. That's why we got along so well, because we would just jump into things. And Danny's like, oh, well, yeah, that's a lot like me too. And she says, well, yeah, that's a lot like us. And she tells him that she understands how it is sitting here and waiting. But it's where he needs to be. And even though Rocco won't show it, he does need him there. So she's letting him know, honey, I know you don't like sitting here waiting. It used to drive your daddy crazy too. He did not like sitting here waiting for something to fall. He wanted to go and figure it out and fix things and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So, and she's like, and I'm the same way. But sometimes it's better to be present than to be just doing all that. We just gonna rub it up like that. So Laura offers for Rocco to spend a night, which he's like, no. I want to stay here just in case Scout has a bad dream, because my dad will want me to. And Drew's sitting here like, bad dad, Drew. See, look, even the kids know they got to be there for your daughter. Danny said it, Rocco said it, they all know they got to be there for Scout and her bad dreams. And why is Scout having these bad dreams? Is it because she's been having so many times without her father? Drew just sitting there like, I guess I can't go help her with her bad dreams. Oh my goodness. Moving along. Everybody heads out. And Carly tells Drew no matter how he acts, Danny does feel things. And he might feel things more than the other boys. And I'm glad she said that, because he was acting like he don't have no feeling. And Carly's like, oh no, he does feel things. He does. And you know what's crazy, guys? Carly shouldn't have been the one to tell him that. He got all Jason's memories. If anybody should be able to talk to Danny, it should be Drew. Because who knows Jason more than anybody? If anybody should be able to connect with this child, it should be his uncle. But I guess Drew just a deadbeat dad, deadbeat uncle. He just a deadbeat. And he didn't used to be that way. When they wrote him and he was with Sam, and he was Billy, he was such a loving couple. He was a family man. I mean, he was about his family. For real. Moving along, till they ruined the storyline. So when Carly heads off, because it's just been too much and she needs to go home and chill, Drew turns around to see the boys. And Rocco is sitting on the couch looking at a picture of his dad. And Danny goes to sit next to him. And Rocco does a shoulder lean to his stepbro. Guys, I busted out. I couldn't even hold it together. When I seen that, I rewinded that several times. And tears. Yep. I don't know what happened. That scene right there just made me like, oh, they got each other's back. I don't know, guys. I was holding it in, I guess. But yeah, tears. Not a whole entire snot fest, but yes, tears streamed. So we're going to go over to my favorite, Maxie and Spinelli. I wasn't even going to write a lot about them, but I decided to write all the cutesy parts that I liked. Let's talk about it. So Maxie sees the video and is in disbelief that it is Jason. She's just like, oh my God, it's him. And as they're talking about it, the feds start beating on the door, demanding the video. And Spinelli left DNA on the tapes, because they wouldn't have even been able to find him if he hadn't left DNA on the tapes. Like he said, should have used gloves. And Spinelli has deleted the video, and John arrests them. John's starting to get on my nerves. Maxie tries to use her Mac and John connection, and that don't work. In the face she gives him. It was full Maximista Spinelli time. It was like we rolled the camera back to the 1980s or the 1990s. I loved it, guys. I loved it. I freaking loved it. Spinelli tries to save Maxie, but she like, nah, fuck that dog. We a team. We a team. He's like, we are. And she's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, guys. This was my favorite. This was my favorite scene. You see how chipper I am. My favorite scene. And, she gives him, John promises to repair the footage and get it. And they gonna sit in custody until he gets it. When John threatens to detain them, that's when Maxie blows up and starts talking about their special friend and how her mom would be so happy that they did all this for their special friend. And John's like, oh, your special friend, huh? Maxie's like, damn it. Yeah, it was a little goof up on hers. Spinelli then offers the copy, and the password is spelled out Maximista, which Maxie just loves. And she's like, "Aw, that's my boo. That's my boo. That's my boo. That's my boo." So Spinelli, so when Maxie says, I can't believe you're going to, turn on our friend and, get him in trouble, Spinelli's like, no, my friend can handle him. He can handle his business. What I'm not going to do is let the mother of my child, the woman I love, go to jail for nothing. That ain't happening, boo. That is not happening. This is more important. You are more important no matter what happens to me. And then they kiss. And I was like, okay, guys, I just love these two. I just need this. I need this. I need that energy because how they play off on each other, beautiful. So after whatever happens to Spinelli and Maxie, John's new person he's going after is Jason. Good luck, John. Well, somebody says that Jason's going to go to and ends up either turning himself in or something happens and he's in jail. So we'll see. They had pictures of Jason with his mugshot with his fine ass, but we'll see. Last scene today, guys, is the Sonny and Ava. I really need y'all opinions and y'all thoughts on this one. I really do, because it was crazy. So we got Ava I'm just gonna keep it real. This is how I feel. Ava spins her web trying to get Sonny to see that Jason has betrayed him or has been compromised. He knows the layout, security, property, buildings, all of that. Sonny refuses to believe it. If they had problems, he would have told him and not shoot him from the distance, and he would not let anyone use him against him. They boys. And then he also lets her know, you don't know Jason like I know him, and we've been through a lot, and he wouldn't do that to me. Ava then hits him with the throat punch. Well, then why hasn't Jason warned you about these killers coming after you if he's your boy? Sonny says he's got to have a good reason for not doing what he's doing. Ava continues to weave her web of distress, and says, "What if Jason wants you to believe that?" And I'm like, Ava has a good reason for not wanting Sonny to. She doesn't. Okay, first of all, Ava and Jason have never gotten along. Facts, never gotten along. Secondly, yeah, Sonny, looking at Jason does look touchy, but Sonny's like, no, there's something else going on. And only if Michael and them hadn't played these games with this man, there would be somebody in his ear saying there's more to this, Sonny. Because Sonny's like, there's got to be more to this. Jason would never do this to me. And you got Ava who hates Jason, and she's like, I don't want Jason to be guilty of this. But just look at it, Sonny. Look at it. And I always see is Jason in the frame. We don't see that Jason tipped the gun, and she doesn't know that Jason tipped the gun. And it got me to thinking, as Ava was weaving her web, is Ava got something to do with this? Is she one of the insiders? Is she working with the mystery person that bought Windermere and we just don't know? Guys, when I was watching that scene, it just, this eerie feeling came over me that Ava's part of the setup. And I really, oh my God, I really hope she's not. I really hope she's not. Because honestly, as odd and as nasty as it is, I kind of like Sonny and Ava. Especially at that end when he was talking about that trust thing, and then they move up on each other and their breaths are all hot and look like they're about to kiss. And I'm like, I'm repulsed, and at the same time I'm intrigued. I don't know what feeling to feel, but at the same time this eerie feeling in the back of my head is saying, don't trust her. She's part of the trap. I'm gonna keep it real. I would love it either or, because it's going to be juicy and a hot mess just as it is. But I don't want that for Avery. You know, I don't want that. I don't want, because if she is playing Sonny, I could see Sonny removing Ava from Avery's life, or Ava being unalived some way. So I hope that's not true, guys. But I just got this stinking suspicion that Ava's behind some of this, that she's working with the other people. I hope not. I hope not. And yeah, Jason doesn't look good. He didn't tell, he ain't tried to get in Sonny one time to tell him what's going on, but maybe he's so in there and watched all the time. You see how the guy did when he just wanted to stay with Dante. He was going to shoot him and kill him. So it's obviously the people that Jason's working with don't trust him fully. So that could be why Jason didn't want to break his cover, and he was just doing everything he could to make the shooter miss. And each time, and this is why I wish somebody else was in the room with him, like Carly. She'd be like, each time they shot, they missed. If Jason had anything to do with it, they would have never missed, ever. So that would have been, her. But with this whole entire stupid Dex and crap and all that, Sonny's left looking at Lusty Lust, and they looking at each other like, and I'm like, what, are they going to kiss? They going to hit each other? What the hell? Is Nina going to walk in and see that? I'm about to get off, though, guys. I'm about to get off. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this. I don't know. I love me some Ava, but I do not trust Ava, okay? And I don't know. Something's telling me something ain't adding up with her, but I could be wrong. But why would the person go after Ava? Why would the mob person that's going after mob people go after Ava? Ava's not involved in the mob anymore. She ain't got no protectors. It's been eons, and maybe they don't care. But this person was talking about making, corny jokes about, hey, this is for your protection, all this other weird stuff. I don't know. Leaving the gun that shot Austin in her house. I don't know. That would sound like to me, that felt like more or less they were trying to get her arrested, not murdered, not unalive. They could have taken Ava off any time they wanted. But wouldn't it work to their thing if they made Sonny feel like Ava was being threatened and Ava had to move into his home so she could be the insider? Because why were they threatening Ava? They weren't threatening Carly. They sure the hell weren't threatening Nina. But they were leaving all this craziness in Ava's house. Could that have been just a ploy to make Sonny feel like Ava's life's in danger and move her in, and she works with the bad guy to take Sonny down? Who knows? Inquiring minds want to know. But that's my theory. I don't know. I'm not going to stick with it, but I have this sinking suspicion that some may add up with our Miss Ava Jerome. But we will see, guys. We will see. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have an amazing night and sleep well tonight. I hope you have an amazing day tomorrow, and I'll hang out with you tomorrow. Talk to you later, guys. Mwah. Bye-bye.